Today, Edwards Air Force Base experienced a horrible tragedy, and we lost 8 great Americans. This crash is deemed to be unsurvivable, and right now our thoughts and prayers are with the families of those that lost their loved ones. We're sending teams out to notify the next of kin right now as we speak, and those next of kin notifications will take place over the coming hours and remainder of the day. It was a B-52 that was on initial takeoff, supporting the radar modernization program, which is it was a local test sortie. It took off and immediately after takeoff crashed and burst into flames. Our team of first responders snapped into action and immediately cordoned off the area and took the appropriate action to start putting out the flames. While that was taking place, our base responded in kind to establish an emergency operations center and a wing operations center to ensure that the command and control of all base agencies and the response for the recovery effort was underway. After reviewing the footage of the crash, it was deemed that this was an unrecoverable crash and unsurvivable. At that point, we went into the notification process, and as I said before, that's taking place right now. I want to reiterate that our thoughts and prayers go out to the family members. This is a tragedy, and this is going to be the worst days of their lives. We understand that, and we want to keep them in our thoughts and prayers. At this point, we don't have any indication as to what the cause was of this. We won't be able to release that information, and we don't have an ability to get that anytime soon. Right now, we're going to stand up an interim safety board to do the initial gathering of the facts, and that will then lead to a safety investigation board, which will look into those root causes. Once that's complete, it takes about 30 days. Then it'll go into an accident investigation board, and then that will determine all of the information that we can release to the public and to the next of kin. That process can take upwards of 6 months, so we have to wait patiently while that process undergoes to ensure that we respect the process of doing full root cause analysis. This time I want to introduce my command chief, Chief Josh Scarlocken, to provide any words if you would like to.
Again, we wish absolute condolences for the family members, and again, thank our first responders who responded very bravely. Again, this is a tragedy. It's something that we never planned for, but we're always prepared for to respond, and we thank those involved as we work through this process.
I'll now open it up for questions.
Colonel, Sam Boyle with 23 ABC. The people on board, were they all military personnel? Were there any civilians?
It was Sam, was it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for that question. This was a mixed crew. This was a mixed crew of military, government civilians, and government contractors supporting this test mission. Thank you for that question. Appreciate it.
Can we talk at all about the test mission?
No, we don't have the profile or any of that. It was a local test mission that was in execution according to their test plan. That will be made public later.
And can you talk at all about when that plane took off? How long did it in the air before it came down?
We can't talk about any of the details of the specifics of the aircraft. All of that's going to be analyzed by the accident investigation board, and that information will come out after that.
Can you talk at all about how close to the Air Force Base did the crash?
The crash was totally contained within within Edwards Air Force Base on the runway.
Colonel, can you talk at all about the experience of those on board, from civilians to airmen? Were these experienced pilots or trainees?
Ma'am, I appreciate that question. Right now we're doing next of kin notifications, and we don't want to release any information about who these individuals are until their families know about it. We'll have that information 24 hours after next of kin notification takes place.
Sir, one more question. When was the last time that Edwards Air Force Base had a deadly accident?
I can't speak to the specifics of when that happened. I don't have that information available to me. It hasn't been within the last 3 years since I've been here.
And how routine is it to have these test missions? Do they happen multiple times a month, a year?
Absolutely. Our test missions take place every day, multiple times a day.
And this is the first time you've had an accident, tragic accident like this in at least 3 years.
That's correct.
Colonel, can you tell us what the
Yes, ma'am. So the initial response is to ensure that we can get the fire out and that we cordon it off and make it a safe area for everybody, all of our first responders and anybody that might be coming up to the crash site. So that has already undergone. Now it is a recovery operation. Again, we're not going to release any specifics as to the makeup of the crew. I can just say at this time that it was a mixed crew of government civilians, government contractors, and uniformed military. We'll have those details after we have next of kin notification.
Was there any weaponry aboard that aircraft?
No.
How long had the plane that crashed? How long had it been in service?
Again, those details will come out over the next several weeks after we have the investigation to release those public records.
Can you describe the crash scene and just what it looked like and how you were able to say that was, you couldn't survive it?
It was tragic and unsurvivable is where I'll leave it.
Is the base open for visitors, civilians, workers?
Yes, we did reopen the ability for individuals to come on base.
And again, you can't talk at all about how high that aircraft got off the ground before contact.
That's correct.
Colonel, do you know if a black box has been located yet?
Again, that's the recovery operation that's undergoing. They'll do everything they can to find that information, and then that will be used by the Safety Investigation Board to determine root cause.
And you say that you have these test flights every day. Given this tragedy, will any additional test flights be grounded?
Tomorrow we're terminating operations while we undergo this, mainly because of the runway itself, and we'll eventually get back to full operations and execute. We'll obviously internalize any of the whatever information we can from this, but at this point, yes, we are standing down operations tomorrow.
Raymond Mason, quick question for you. At this point, the investigation is just all on your shoulders, or is the NTSB coming in as well?
That's a great question. I'm sorry, what was your name one more time?
Raymond Mesa,
Thank you, Raymond. Yes, this is an Air Force run operation, so we have all the processes that I've just laid out is going to be entirely Air Force.
And can you talk at all about the last time that particular aircraft may have been instituted to the theater of battle? I mean, whether it was in the Middle East or something.
I don't have those details at this time. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for coming out here today, and we appreciate the sympathy that you're all expressing and helping us express to our internal and external communities. To your right is a group of public affairs people. They honestly will not be able to provide much more, if anything, than Colonel Hayes and Chief Skarlokin have today. But if you would like to follow up with them, they're available too. Thank you very much.
One more question before you go. I'm so sorry. Did any of you know any of the individuals on board that aircraft personally? And how hard was it?
I don't want to speak to anything until we have the next of kin notification. I'm sorry.
are you grounding
Thank you.
all B-52s?
We're grounding all operations at Edwards Air Force Base, not any larger than that.